Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. One of the obligatory things that we must all perform upon an individual who leaves and departs from this world is the washing of the body, Ghusl al-Mayyit. And in this video, I will show you how to perform this important ritual. Now, it is something that brings about a new beginning for the individual that has departed from this world. At the same time, it signals the element of respect. And it's highly recommended that you and I take part in the washing of a deceased individual. The narration says, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgives the sins of those who take part in the washing of the body. Here at the Dar Al-Islam Washing Facility, we're about to demonstrate how to wash a body. Now, of course, before I start, there are some recommendations to keep in mind. For example, to keep the body facing the Qibla to the extent whereby when an individual is about to sit, they're facing the direction of the Qibla. It's also recommended that the individuals taking part in this particular process are in the state of purity and they are in wudu as well. During the process, it's also highly recommended not to be laughing or gossiping or chatting about unnecessary things, but focused at the same time praying for the deceased individual. The first thing we do is to ensure that the body is clean from any impurities or any obstacles that stop the water from getting to every part of the body. So what we do is we will use soap and then run the water across every part of the body, ensuring that all the impurities are actually removed. Now, this is before the 3 stages of the washing of the body, which is obligatory, takes place. So the first thing we're going to do is to make sure that we wash the body thoroughly in terms of cleaning it from any dirt or impurities. We use soap that's unscented, and we start with the head, making sure that every aspect of the body, as much as we possibly can, is washed with soap. Gently doing it, of course, because we're supposed to deal with the deceased body as gentle as possible. And my colleague here, my dear brother Haj Haider, will also then, after I finish, for example, the washing or the cleaning of the face and the head, he will use the water to remove the soap. And so we also make sure that the arms are washed and cleaned thoroughly. And this also happens between the fingers. And so the rest of the body as well is cleaned using soap. So once we've cleaned the body and used soap, it's very important that we clear the soap from the table and from the body completely. But remember, this is a prelude to the obligatory washing of the body using the 3 types of water, and it's not obligatory but highly recommended to make sure that the whole body is cleansed from all impurities. So now we will commence the actual wajib ritual washing of the deceased body. It's important to remember that the washing takes place using 3 types of water, and they are shown here. The first is what's known as the cedar water. Now, the cedar water is one made out of from the cedar tree, which is called the loti tree or the berry tree. And the second is the kafur or the camphor, and the third is the actual pure water, which is represented here. Each of these is a separate stage when it comes to the washing of the body. So Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, we will start the washing of the body. The first thing we have to do is have the intention, the niyyah. Of course, the niyyah can be kept inside, but it's better to pronounce it and utter it. The niyyah is, I am washing the body of this individual, this deceased person, with the sidr water, which is the first wash, qurbatan ila Allah ta'ala. It's also good and recommended, in addition to the frequent invoking of the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to recite certain supplications. For example, to recite Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Allahumma inna hadha badanu abdika al-mu'min qad akhrajta ruhahu min wa farraqta baynahuma fa'afwuka afwuk. Oh Allah, this is the body of your believing servant. You have extracted the soul from him and have separated between his body and soul. Therefore, please, we beg for your forgiveness. And during the washing, it's also good to recite this continuous supplication, Afwuka, Afwuk, forgiveness too. So for Ghusl Mayyit, it is of course obligatory, but it's performed the same way as we perform the other obligatory washing of our bodies, such as Ghusl Janaba, for example, Hayd, etc. We will start with the sidr water, and we will start with the head first, then the neck, then we will start with the right side, followed by the left side. So it is what's known as the sequential tartibi ghusl, for the first part, which is sidr, the second part, which is camphor, and the third part, which is pure water. I perform the ghusl ablution with sidr water for this deceased person in order to seek proximity and closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So we've cleaned the body, and now we're starting the wajib part, which is with sidr water. We want to make sure that the water reaches every part. So I place my hand under the head and make sure that I run the water across every part of the body, including the eyes, the nose, the lips, and the face, the neck. And the same thing by placing my hands underneath and tapping it so that the areas are all covered with the water. Then we move on, after covering the head and the neck, towards the right side. So I run the water like so on towards the right side of the body, making sure that the water reaches all the necessary parts as well. Of course, the private area must be covered at all times, irrespective of the individual that is being washed. And without a doubt, the ruling is that the washing of the body has to be done by the same gender. So males must wash the body of a male, and females must wash the body of a female, with a few exceptions, such as, for example, a child, or whether a husband is washing the body of his wife, for example. Their hands are raised, and it is good to tap the bottom of the arms, as well as ensuring that the water reaches, for example, under the armpits. And gently the hands are placed, and we continue to do so for the legs and the thighs. And gently raise the legs and the thighs and the ankle, and ensure that in between the toes it's all covered and water reaches everywhere. And what happens is, without of course ensuring that any gazes are present, the area, the private area, is also covered too. Usually there are people who will help, for example, holding the neck and the body, because it's very important to keep in mind the respect for the deceased and to make sure everything is done gently. For example, putting the body back gently after the entire right hand side at the back is covered as well. Now we wash the left hand side of the body, making sure that the water reaches every part. Allahumma afuk, Allahumma afuk, Allahumma afuk, Allahumma afuk. Don't forget the toenails and of course the sole of the feet as well. Then of course, as we did for the right hand side, we do the same for the left hand side. We carefully lift the body and ensure that the back is also covered with the sidr water as well. So we're ensuring the entire body is washed with the sidr water. And slowly we put the body back again. Now that we've finished the washing of the body with sidr water, we move on to the washing with camphor, and the same process takes place. So first of all, we do the niyyah. I am washing the body of the deceased with camphor, qurbatan ilallahi ta'ala, to seek proximity to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we start doing exactly the same thing. Head first, neck, right hand side, the back, right hand side, then we move on, left and the back, left hand side, the body entirely washed using camphor water. So we've just washed the body using the sidr and then the camphor water. The final and the third obligatory part of the ritual washing of the deceased body is using pure water. Nothing added to it, khalis, pure water. Once again, we do the niyyah. I am washing the body of this deceased with pure water, qurbatan ilallahi ta'ala. Then we start with the head, the neck, the right hand side, the back as well when it comes to the right hand side, the left hand side and the back of the left hand side. And by doing so, we have completed the washing of the body using the 3 types of water. After the washing of the body, there are 2 more important steps. They are called tahneet and takfeen. But before that, it's important that we dry the body as much as we possibly can, ensuring that there's no wetness at all. Remember, the body now is actually pure. So even if you're not wearing gloves or anything like that, if you touch the body, there is no need for any ghusl, provided that you are not already in the state of najasa before. And you ensure that the body is completely dry by using a towel and drying every part as much as you possibly can, gently. So there you have it. We've completed the ghusl, the obligatory ritual washing of the body with the 3 waters. The next part, of course, which we will show inshallah in the next video, is the process of the shrouding as well as the tahneet, the placing of the camphor powder on the 7 parts of prostration, inshallah.